Veronica, and I'd like to welcome you to Get Your Ex Back, Part 19. Today's video is going to be sort of a checklist of things that you should be doing and things that you should not be doing, because attracting back a reconciliation with an ex actually isn't as difficult of a thing to do as you may believe. You need to stop putting that person on a pedestal and start putting yourself on the pedestal. And when you do that, you'll start to realize that, reconciling with someone isn't as mysterious as you might have thought. Remember that, bigger things have happened in the universe, and bringing two people together for healing in a relationship really isn't that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. So try to first keep everything in perspective. I know that this is super important to you, but the more basic and the more easy that you see this as, the faster it'll come into your life. The more natural you can see it, the better that it'll happen. The more natural you see it, the easier it'll happen. So the very first thing that you need to watch is that you're not reliving past arguments in your head. This is a really big thing that a lot of people do. A lot of times, you might be doing this without even realizing it. The tendency in arguments is to want to resolve them. And when they are unresolved, a lot of times we find ourselves arguing our viewpoint or, reliving hurtful words that person has said, or sort of, reliving these things in our mind and just creating all these different, infinite possibilities of arguing. And it just can go on endlessly. And this may be a bad habit that you've fallen into. And like I said, you may be doing this without even realizing it. So one of the first things you're going to do is try to be really mindful as to what is going on in your head. If you think of this person, I only want you to relive past happy memories, not the frustrating ones. I know we tend to naturally gravitate towards negative things. That's because negative energy is a lot less powerful than positive energy. So basically, when you're reliving something negative, your body is physically doing a lot less work than it would be if you were reliving something positive. So that is why we generally tend to gravitate towards the negative things. It doesn't mean the negative things have more weight or have more possibility in them or are more important than the positive things. It just means that our bodies by nature are lazy and they want to do the least amount of work as possible, so we are gravitating towards these negative things. So I want you to really take a good look at what you are thinking about, and I want you to really find a place of peace with these old negative arguments. I know that a lot of them may be unresolved, and when they come up in your mind, with past hurt, try to say an affirmation that somehow, some way, these things will be resolved. You may not know how or when, but that the possibility to have them be resolved does exist. And I want you to just sort of release, the tension associated with it. Try to find some inner peace. You can't keep holding on to these old arguments. If you want to move ahead in positive ways, you can't do this. Try to find some inner peace with them. Try to believe that these, hurts can be healed. Believe in the power of peace, believe in the power of forgiveness, believe that all can be resolved. And then I want you to just try to release these things. And when they try to pop up in your mind, just say, you know what, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to focus on something else, focus on something different. And at first, old habits die hard, so they're not going to want to go away. But you just have to be persistent and diligent and want, a better outcome rather than that. So you have to want that more. And just practice that new habit, and soon it'll become a habit, that you're living with, and you'll have developed this better habit than thinking about these old negative arguments. Another thing you have to really be careful of is you need to become your own support system inside your mind. No one else is in your mind except for you. So it's time that you start supporting yourself. It's time that you stop criticizing yourself. You need to start becoming good to yourself. You need to be your own best friend. You are the only one that is inside of your mind, inside of your head, inside of your heart. No one else can access that area. So it's time that you start being kind to yourself. Even if you feel that, you could have done better, just support yourself and just support a better outcome and say kind words to yourself, praise yourself. Even if you feel like you've done something that you could have done better, praise yourself for something you did do that was good, and just try to compliment yourself. See yourself for the good qualities, not your faults. Obviously, we always want to evolve into being the best we can be, but try to really praise yourself. You are inside of your head all the time, and you should be a cheerleader, a support system, as opposed to someone who is going to bring you down. And we tend to do this. If someone was constantly criticizing you and constantly saying bad things to you, you wouldn't want to be near that person. So try to not do that to yourself in your mind. So really try to be aware of what you're thinking about during the day. And if you find yourself being critical of yourself, try to just, change it to a supporting attitude and a supporting affirmation. Another thing you need to do, I know you really want to attract back your ex, and that's why you're watching this video, but you need to not become obsessed with the idea of doing it. You need to also live your life. The only way you're going to attract back a reconciliation is if you act as if. And if you had this person back in your life, you would not be obsessed with getting them back in your life because they would already be back in your life. So you need to start becoming obsessed with the idea of living life and not with the idea of attracting back an ex. The simplest way to attract back an ex is to keep it as easy and as basic as possible. You want to place the emphasis on you. You want to make this about you, not about another person. And you want to be able to find happiness independent of anyone else. You do not want to rely on someone else for your happiness. You don't want to become codependent. You don't want to, expect someone else to provide that happiness for you. So you need to start finding inner satisfaction, start finding, your inner groove of just living life to the fullest. And you need to start doing other things too. So while it's okay, to say affirmations and to visualize, I also want you to focus on other areas of your life because you can't become all consumed with one thing. Everything in your life is working in harmony. So if you just focus on that one area, it's not going to be balanced, and you want to have a balanced, healthy life. So please don't become obsessed because it doesn't work. You also want to let go of desperation. You want to let go of the need to do this. I know you want it to happen fast, and I'm not saying it can't happen fast, but I want you to let go of that desperate need. And this is one of the best things that you can do. It doesn't mean that, you're telling the universe you no longer want this. It just means that you are letting go of the strain and you're just allowing things to flow and allowing yourself to feel good now. You're not waiting to feel good. You want this journey to be about you. So you also want to focus on the idea of a relationship, of the way it makes you feel. Not about the other person in the relationship. Don't make it about anyone else. Try to really just focus on what it would feel like to actually be satisfied in a relationship that's happy and that's fulfilling, where the other person loves you. And what does that feel like to you? Don't imagine the other person. Don't imagine it with any person. Imagine how it feels to you. Make this about you. And you need to be able to have this feel natural, have this feel successful, have this feel, part of you. I want you to really make this about you. Make this about your journey. Don't, put this other person on a pedestal and, give them all of your power and all of your love and all of your happiness. Obviously, you love this person. That's why you want them in your life. But you also have to love yourself, and that is how you can be loved in return. So you really need to put some emphasis on loving you and what it feels like and how you relate to the other areas of your life when you're in a happy and satisfying relationship. So really try to focus on what it feels like, how it makes you feel. Another thing you need to watch out for is counting the amount of time it's been since the breakup, or counting how long it's been since you've last talked to this person. You need to stop counting the days. You need to forget how long it's been. Time should not be your enemy. Time should be your best friend. Remember, time is really an illusion. It's all a matter of perspective. I'm sure you've had some days that seem to drag on forever because you're bored, and then some days that seem to go by so fast because you're having such a good time. So time is really, illusionary. It's really not real. It's all a matter of perspective. So there's really no reason to count the time that it's been since the breakup. All that does is reinforces the idea of a breakup. So I want you to sort of forget how long it's been, and every time that you find yourself wanting to count the amount of time and wanting to be obsessed with that number, I want you to resist that temptation, because that's just going to keep you in lack, that's just going to keep you in limitation, that's going to keep you in the old. Remember, we want to move ahead to new things, new and wonderful things. Another thing you need to do is smile and laugh a lot. In order to attract back a reconciliation, you need to be happy. And I want you to find things in your life that just make you smile. You do not need to be thinking about this person 24/7. You don't need to only be smiling when you think about this person. I want you to smile about other things. I want you to laugh about other things. There's plenty of things in your life that you could laugh about right now. And I want you to just be, grateful and happy for the good things that you do currently have in your life and the things that you do have to smile about. There may be other areas of your life where there's things that you want to attract, but certainly there are some areas of your life that are working right now. Really take a moment to be grateful for those things, and I want you to laugh at something funny. It could be anything. And whenever you feel that negativity or that doubt creeping up, just try to redirect your energy towards something funny. It can be anything, just something that'll make you laugh and make you smile. I don't care what it is. The universe, it listens to love, it listens to happiness, it listens to joy. And the more that you feel good, the easier you're going to attract, not only this reconciliation, but also other good things in your life. Manifesting is about setting an intention and then just feeling good. It's really that simple. It's really that basic. I'm sure at some point in your life you've thought about something once and then it happens. And it really is that quick and that easy. And usually those things that we manifest that easy are usually really small and trivial things. But it is proof that you can manifest fast and that it doesn't have to be hard. Because I'm sure you've maybe thought about somebody that you haven't talked to for a while and then suddenly they contact you. I think we've all experienced that, or suddenly you bump into them in the most unexpected place. And this is just because you set the intention and you just felt good about it, and you probably didn't even realize you were doing this, and then it just happened. And, attracting back the reconciliation with an ex is no different, or healing any sort of other relationship. It doesn't even have to be with an ex. It can be any sort of relationship you want to heal. You don't have to, hold on to that disharmony. You don't have to hold on to the arguments. You don't have to hold on to the things that made everything go bad. And you don't have to hold on to the amount of time that it's been since things have been bad. So, I hope that this can inspire you and help you. And I'm Veronica Isles. Feel free to visit my website, veronicaisles.com. You can also send me an email at veronicaisles@gmail.com. I also have a forum, veronica.boardhost.com. You can get free advice there. I'm also on Twitter at Veronica Isles. I have 4 ebooks available on Amazon. I'm going to be releasing audio versions of them soon, and also paperback versions of them soon, so stay tuned. I do hope to have the rest of this X-Back series done by the end of the year, so hope that we'll get it done in time. I am always open to suggestions, and if you do want to see a certain video made, you can order a video request off of my website. And I will try to start releasing more videos soon. And thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. If you haven't yet, please do. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you achieve all of your dreams. I'm rooting for you. I want you to succeed. There's no reason why you can't succeed. You found this channel for a reason, and that is to make your life better and to really, tap into what it takes to be successful in life. So be proud of yourself that you're making these steps, towards happiness, and keep up the good work. You know, the universe listens to consistency. That's all it takes is consistency. So even if you're not seeing any current results or any current changes, just stick with it because it'll eventually pay off big.